You've got to shoot this bit, Margaret. You've got to shoot it.
So, hello listeners and welcome to the White Owl Podcast, Season 4. I'm Dom from In the Snow magazine and of course, I can't believe it, Rob. Look at you.
No, it's amazing, isn't it? Season 4. Wow.
I know.
Time flies. It's nice to see you, Dom, as always, of course.
Yeah, I know. We're going full studio look here, Rob. What are we going to have behind us? A nice big view of a ski slope or a chalet background or something like that?
I thought beach, actually, with some palm trees. That would be quite nice.
Beach and palm trees still sounds good, doesn't it?
Well, we've got a lot to talk about, Dom.
Well, we better get on with it then.
I mean, we really should have a little catch-up first, though. Did you have a nice summer?
Yep, really good. It was very nice indeed, but not to dwell on the past. We need to look ahead to the winter, the snow, the mountains, the skiing of all things. That's the thing. Time to get excited again. I'm sure you're busy right now, Rob, like I am, and not to mention finalists at the Travel Media Awards for Best Audio Broadcast Programme of the Year. Who was that? Oh yeah, the White Out Podcast. How cool is that?
Amazing. Yeah, and another party to go to, Dom. I mean, we've got lots of those media and PR events where we get to sort of mingle around, drink a bit of champagne and snooze in fancy London bars and restaurants, right, this time of year. Generally confusing the staff by talking about skiing in sort of September and October, but yeah.
Yeah, think absolutely fabulous for skiing, I think. That's what we're going to be like next week.
I'd love to be Patsy. Did I just say that?
You definitely would be a Patsy. You'd definitely be Patsy.
Yeah. There's one or two others that could definitely be the Patsy of the ski world, I think. Probably not me. Actually, on that subject, do you remember the son from the programme? Oh, yeah,
yes.
Okay. I mean, he wasn't actually in the TV show, but he was always the one on adventures in Antarctica and all those kind of places.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of similarity, actually, in our family, because my mum, I mean, she liked to party a bit, when I was growing up. And my sister was a real geeky one, like Saffron. Do you remember Saffron, the daughter?
Yes.
And then my dad was kind of like the really sensible one. My parents were also divorced, which worked too, because that was the programme. And then I was always the one that was never there because I was out exploring stuff around the world. And my sister was...
I had no idea of your likeness to Absolutely Fabulous. I mean, was your mum a fashion PR with a glass of wine?
Not really. My dad was in the fashion business, actually. But unfortunately, we didn't have a large house in Kensington or get to drink expensive French champagne every day. Anyway,
oh, wow! You just maybe you just do that now. That's your life now,
obviously.
Isn't it?
Especially in September and October, that's for sure. Something for everyone.
Exactly. So where are you heading off to this winter?
Ooh, quite a few places, Dom. I mean, I think we're going to look at some of those destinations later in the show to go through them. But I think between us, we can probably conjure up quite a few places. And I must say, I'm still open to a few offers. Just saying. What about you?
I've heard that about you, Rob. Well, you're always open to offers.
Yes, but I don't accept any offer, obviously.
Well, obviously we get the best of both worlds here, Rob. I mean, there's a lot of fashion in our world. As everybody loves a bit of ski fashion.
There is a lot of fashion, actually. Funny enough, I popped into the Shackleton store on Piccadilly last week. It's really, really nice. That's nice. A nice store. Very impressive. Right next door to the Arc'teryx store as well. So, yeah, fashion is a big part.
It's a pretty nice pair of stores there. That's just before we went for a beer in Albert Schloss, just around the corner. That gives you that real ski feeling, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I love that place. Obviously, then we swanned off to the Soho Hotel to see Sam Anthematten talk about heli skiing with Elemental Adventures, obviously before swinging back to see you at Sketch for a cocktail. Yes.
You're sounding more and more like Patsy.
Yeah, well, if I'm Patsy, you're Adina. I think then we're all in trouble.
Yeah, indeed. Well, then, with that in mind, we better start our absolutely fabulous Season 4. Did you see what I did there with the White Owl Podcast? And get into the news section. What's happening, Rob? What's been happening, isn't there?
It's happening, Dom. Before the main news section, let's mention the new London Snow Show taking place over the weekend of October 18-19th, coming up right now, at Olympia, of course.
I know, back to Olympia. And of course, we will be hosting a live edition of the White Owl Podcast on the Snow Show Radio at 1 o'clock both days. Very exciting to get back to Olympia, isn't it?
Very exciting to get back to Olympia. I'm really looking forward to that. Got brilliant memories. The radio station's located inside the Jib Works bus. Very cool. Simon Clark, an old friend of ours, he's running the radio shows all weekend long. So, go and say hi to Simon. Come and say hi to us at 1 o'clock. Are you looking forward to it, Dom?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've got the magazine at the front gate, so people can come and get a nice bag that's sponsored by LifePass as well. Nice. Copy of the magazine will be right at the front door, so if anybody wants advice of who to go and see at the show or anything about their next ski holiday or what gear they're going to be buying, we're going to be right there. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, isn't it? I'm looking forward to getting up there. It's great to be back at Olympia. I mean, you know, XL was one thing, but Olympia's, yeah, it's got that real panache about it, hasn't it?
Well, it has. I mean, it's a lovely, lovely building, isn't it? Proper old Victorian London building with an amazing glass roof. And they are doing a full refurb on Olympia, and it's kind of, you know, it's almost, it's there. It's basically there. So very impressive space. So that's pretty cool. And I think just the atmosphere in Olympia, it was always a great atmosphere in there.
Yeah. And I think it makes it that little bit more accessible. You know, I know that XL is arguably that destination show and that's all very nice, but there's something about being down this end of London in Olympia.
It really does. I mean, you know, it's the hotbed of the ski world, I would say, that West London area. There's certainly a lot of people that are into their skiing and snowboarding in West London, and very, very easy for them to just pop along, get along to that show. There's going to be loads going on. I know there's lots of sort of little events that people are doing on their own stands. There's great speakers that are going to be up on the stage. You know, Dave Riding's going to be there as well.
Yeah.
You can meet Dave. I mean, that's a great opportunity because, you know, he's not an easy guy to pin down, Mr. Riding. And to get people like that, it's brilliant.
Shemi will be there. Of course. Graham Bell will be there.
Absolutely.
All these big megastar names in the ski industry are going to be there. Can't wait to see them all.
Oh, no, me neither. It's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. So what have we got in the news then, Rob? Let's get on with it. What's happening?
Well, let's start with a very serious story. Well, I certainly take this stuff seriously anyway. Go on, off you go, Dom.
You can't take the tea out of British skiing. So Ski Beat, the popular tour operator, says that it'll send almost 100,000 tea bags to its French chalets this winter, so guests don't go without an English proper cup of tea when they get there. Company sources wine, cheese and beer locally in the Alps, but draws the line at tea and says, no, we're not settling for anything other than getting a decent British cup of tea. So they also stock HP Sauce and Marmite in all the chalets throughout the season. British chalet holiday model, booking by the room with a host cooking and looking after guests, might be in the Alps, but it's still built around home comforts, and tea is obviously very important. I know you love a cup of tea, Rob. You're a big cup of tea fan.
I'll tell you what, Dom. You know, I do go without tea for quite a lot of the winter season, but whenever I stay in a British run chalet, I did last year, I stayed in a couple of the ski weekend chalets, they also had proper tea. I really do appreciate a good cup of tea. It's impossible to get anywhere else. So yeah, love it.
I'm probably not as keen on it.
Fair enough. I mean,
I can go a week without a cup.
Yeah, I mean, well, I have to in many places, obviously, because I'm quite fussy about my tea. It has to be, you know, it has to be proper British tea. Otherwise, it's not happening. I do love a coffee as well, so I survive. Actually, talking about our friends at Ski Weekends before, but they are expanding this winter for 2025-2026 winter season. The short break specialist has added 4 new ski-in, ski-out chalets in Val d'Isère, as putting a big focus on the Avoriaz opening weekend too, where guests can try skis from all the major brands for free during the resort's consumer test from the 12th to 14th of December. There's 4 new chalets in Val d'Isère. They've got solo and women's only trips this winter as well, and new hotels across the Alps. So yeah, check out skiweekends.com for all of those things.
Funnily enough, I was just looking at those chalets over the weekend. They're in a great little position, you know. They're not that far from Cocoricho. Right. You can ski in, ski out of there. You don't have to be an expert skier to ski in, ski out. You're sort of 5, 6, 7 minutes walk into the town centre. Pretty damn good location. Pretty nice chalets. They're that sort of, you know, they're that nice sort of traditional chalet look, but have been updated and look nice and tidy. It looks really good, actually. So might see if I can tap them up, see if I can get out there.
I agree. I mean, it's the kind of chalet in Val d'Isère, you know, we're used to a lot seeing all of those very, very high-end chalets in Val d'Isère, and that's brilliant. And that's lovely, you know, if you can stay in one of those. This is a really good, comfortable, good standard of chalet that when you look at the sort of price point that they're offering,
good price.
It's not, you know, you're not going, oh my goodness, you know, this is an insane kind of prices. You know, it's just normal prices, proper catered chalet accommodation, and I think you know that sort of product isn't as available as it used to be in the market. Anyway, that's what they're doing, so that's great.
Yep. What else have we got, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really sad story, actually. The skiing world has been mourning the death of Matteo Franzoso, the Italian World Cup skier. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, was killed in a training crash in La Pava in Chile. The Kelly Brush Foundation got in touch with us. They have called for urgent safety improvements. In a letter to FIS, the International Ski Federation, the US-based charity, that's the Kelly Brush Foundation, offered some expertise and recommended immediate steps to prevent further tragedies, including establishing an international safety audit committee and extending safety measures to training venues, not just race courses. I mean, they have done amazing work on those race courses, got to say, over the years to make skiing safer. But, you know, obviously in training venues, it can be different. The foundation has got 20 years experience improving ski racing safety in the United States. It's trained hundreds of coaches and volunteers, funded over 100 miles of safety netting, and helped change the culture of safety across American ski clubs. So Tiger Shaw, KBF board member, said that FIS can lead these efforts in a meaningful way and urged the global ski community to prioritise athlete safety as the season gets underway.
Yeah, it's an absolute must, isn't it? It was horrendous reading that story, and there's definitely action. It sounds like, with my limited knowledge, but what I read, there is definite action that could be taken very quickly, and relatively easily to at least try and mitigate against these horrible, horrible stories coming out.
I mean, it's obviously quite rare that this happens, but that doesn't matter. You know, the fact that it has happened and has happened in the past as well. And I must say that any time I hear about these kind of accidents, it's normally in training sessions, not in the actual races themselves. Yeah. It's very sad.
Yeah. So on to a lighter note with Inghams Ski. They have launched their new ski campaign for the 25-26 Ski Better with Inghams. So their campaign showcases the brand's decades of experience on the slopes while speaking directly to what today's skiers really want. A more rewarding and more hassle-free holiday. Message is simple with Inghams. You're not just going skiing, you're skiing better. The campaign highlights three core pillars: heritage, been around for a long time, great service and expertise, alongside a deep-rooted passion for the mountains. So from first-timers to seasoned skiers, Inghams promises support and guidance at every stage of the holiday. So Marketing Director Dean Harvey explains the approach. He says the campaign is about helping guests get the very best from their ski trip, from selecting the right resort to providing expert advice and personal service throughout. It's the small details, the genuine care he adds, and it sets Inghams apart from the crowded market. And you know what? I totally agree. You know, when you go on a beach holiday, there's not a lot that can go wrong. Get down to the beach, sunny's on, a bit of sun cream, you're away. But with a ski holiday, it's great to know that you're being looked after. I think there's a lot of people that want to feel like they're being genuinely looked after by people that care and people that have done it and been there and done it for many, many years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. You can check their video out on YouTube, actually. So we could put that into the notes.
Drop that into the podcast notes for you to have a look at. What
Well,
else we got?
We can't really ignore the big event of the season and our first episode of this winter's podcast.
What's that, Rob? What is it? What's going on?
Big event. Well, my birthday's coming up, but other than that, no, it's less than 2 months to go until the torch will be lit for Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Games. Until the torch.
The Olympics?
That's actually happening this winter, Dom. Yes way.
God, that's completely passed me by. I had no idea.
Right. The IOC's Coordination Commission has confirmed preparations have entered a decisive delivery phase, whatever that means, ahead of the Games, which begin on the 6th of February. The Olympic torch relay will cover 20 regions, 110 provinces, and several UNESCO World Heritage sites. Over 10,000 torchbearers will participate in a 12,000-kilometre, 63-day journey with daily public celebrations. Almost 800,000 tickets have already been sold. It's amazing. With cultural and community events involving 6 million people so far.
Wow.
You know, venue preparations are well underway. 80% of competition venues already exist. There's a few new builds like the Milan Olympic Village and Milano Santa Giulia. Test events, training exercises, simulations, they're all planned to ensure smooth operations. What they say is sustainability to them and legacy. They're both key to this Winter Olympic Games. All venues will use renewable electricity and 20,000 items from Paris 2020-24. Urban regeneration, mountain infrastructure upgrades, accessibility improvements, and community health programs are already delivering long-term benefits. 18,000 volunteers are currently training, with over 50,000 more involved in community initiatives and collaborations with 20 universities. Are creating career pathways. 5 million euros has been spent supporting local, social and micro enterprises as well. Wow. So yeah, it's a big season. Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic Winter Games run 6th to the 22nd of February, with the Paralympic Winter Games from the 6th to the 15th of March. Tickets and hospitality packages are still available, with Visa as the official way to pay, apparently. So visit tickets.milanocortina2026.org for more info and tickets.
For Cortina, this, isn't it? It's great for European skiing altogether, but great for Cortina. I mean, an absolute showcase for them. Super excited. That is going to be being streamed day and night here. Replays and live action. And yeah, absolutely very, very excited indeed. Also on our radar was the fact that the Snow Centre from Hemel Hempstead, they took over the Manchester Chill Factory, and they've now unified under one name as the Snow Centre Hemel Hempstead and the Snow Centre Manchester, with a new brand. So visitors can enjoy an updated programme designed to help skiers and snowboarders progress, while the centres themselves have a refreshed and energised atmosphere, all looking under the same brand and look and feel. Guests can expect the same expert instructors, snow conditions, and a warm welcome when they arrive at both of these snow centres. Nice. So, message is simple, same great experience, now under a refreshed brand and ready for the next chapter. Check out thesnowcentre.com for both Manchester and Hemel Hempstead. Yeah. Haven't been up to the Hemel one, but they did have their Northern Snow Show last weekend. Be great to hear if any listeners were up at the Northern Snow Show at the Snow Centre Manchester, as it's now called. Be great to hear if you've been up there and to see if you had a good time at the weekend, to see any of our lovely partners.
It will just stop that conversation, won't it, as well? Like, what do you, is that Chill Factory or Chill Factor or sorry? Well, I mean, you know, we won't need to have that conversation anymore. It was a nice conversation to have, but the Snow Centre makes a lot of sense for them to do that.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
What else?
And what else have we got? Italy enforcing the mandatory helmet use. So Italy's become the first European country to mandate ski helmets for all ages, effective from the 25-26 winter season. In fact, I did a little Instagram story on this and it actually gained a lot of traction. Suddenly, you know, like your Instagram stories get a couple of thousand people look at it, and suddenly you put something out about helmets and there's like 5, 6, 7,000 people that launch at it. So it's a nationwide law introduced under the Sport Decree 96/2025, and it requires all skiers, snowboarders, sledgers and tobogganers, would you believe, to wear CE certified helmets in all ski resorts across the country. And if you're found not to be doing it, you can face a fine up to €200 and potentially losing your ski pass for up to 3 days. So interesting. Previously it was mandatory for minors and people under 18. Quite interesting to see how is that timing? Do you think that they've included adults into that ahead of the 2026 Olympics in Milan Cortina? I mean,
yeah, possibly. I didn't think of that, but yeah, it's a good point, Dom. Are we going to see other countries looking at Italy to say, well, we should follow suit? So I think it would be really daft not to wear a helmet when you're tobogganing. That's the first place I'd be wearing a helmet. I definitely wear a helmet. I would say 99% of the time. Why wouldn't I wear it 1% of the time? And there may be situations where I might take it off, you know, ski touring uphill maybe. But I don't think they'd enforce something like that. I wouldn't imagine. This is probably designed for the piste. I mean, you'd be silly to ski off piste without a helmet. That's for sure.
I think what was really interesting is on that Instagram post that I put out, I put a little survey to say something like, yeah, I strongly agree with the fact that helmets should be mandatory, or helmets should only be mandatory for under 18s, or I don't care. And it was like 96% saying I strongly agree that helmets should be mandatory. And I was quite surprised by that result, that I thought there'd be a much bigger balance.
It is interesting. I think people are saying that because they obviously think, well, you know, I'd rather be safe on the mountain, and quite rightly so. What I think possibly is missing is the bigger picture, and to think about safety as a whole, and that wearing a helmet is not the be-all and end-all of skiing safety.
So what else have we got then? The Carrick Smith boys. What's happening?
Oh yeah,
there,
just
Rob?
a quick one, because this news came in over the last day or two to me, and I'm just processing it right now. But basically, Freddie Carrick Smith, aged 18, is just about to make his World Cup debut at the giant slalom in Solden. Okay, now this is very significant because it's quite unusual for British ski racers, certainly male ski racers as well, historically, to be involved in World Cup giant slalom races. I mean, we recently saw Charlie Raposo retire at the end of 2024. You know, absolutely fantastic skier, brilliant career. one of our only real giant slalom skiers in the modern era. When you look at all of our ski races and the success they've had, it's mostly been actually on both other sides of the spectrum, if you like, either in slalom or in downhill. Very rare to get a giant slalom skier in there. Now, I thought that Freddie, at age 18, might be the youngest ever male GB ski racer to enter a World Cup giant slalom. I am trying to verify that. Konrad Bartelski, a legendary downhill ski racer, literally just told me this morning that he reckoned he was 16 in 1971 when he entered a giant slalom World Cup race in Crans-Montana. I'll take his word for that. So that might mean that Freddie isn't the youngest ever to compete in a World Cup giant slalom. But clearly in the last 50 years, Freddie, I'm pretty certain in the last 50 years, Freddie is the youngest. Good on Conrad for picking up the fact that he was 16 in Crans-Montana entering that giant slalom race in 1971. Fantastic. Sorry, Conrad, showing your age now. He certainly does, and he still skis brilliantly. Yeah. But anyway, it's fantastic news. Obviously, Team Carrick Smith, there's three brothers, Freddie, Zach and Luca. And they're all doing brilliantly in their own ways. In fact, Luca will be entering the World Cup slalom race in Levy in November as well. So, these guys are doing brilliantly. They've got a GoFundMe page. They are pretty much self-funding everything. They do get a little bit of money, I think, from GB Snowsport, but GB Snowsport are doing their best to support these guys, but they need a lot of money to make their season work. Any support that you can do, go to their GoFundMe page. It's pretty easy to find. Carrick Smith, Team Carrick Smith GoFundMe page. Just give them a little bit of cash, because these guys are on course to become our best ever ski racers, and they have been tirelessly working for years to get to that point. I skied with those guys, those kids, when they were like 7 or 8 years old. It was brilliant fun. I know their mum and dad really, really well. Emma Carrick-Anderson, of course, 4 times Olympic ski racer, Britain's most successful ever woman slalom skier, and dad Phil Smith, who is just an incredible ski coach, full of passion for skiing, and it's been his whole life as well. And those two have brought their 3 boys up ski racing from the very beginning, and it's just brilliant to see that now at age 18, at this young age, they're breaking through into the World Cup, which is pretty much unheard of. I mean, I'd say even Swiss and Austrians to get into a World Cup ski race, giant slalom race at age 18. I mean, it's just almost unheard of. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting journey to see these guys as they get into adulthood and start their World Cup career. Brilliant stuff.
They've worked damn hard, and they're seeing the fruits of their labour now. Once they get to this point, it's quite incredible. Absolutely. So one to watch there. Or
3 to watch. Right, Dom.
So that's it for our news. Plenty going on, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot more to come over this podcast season for 2025-26. Got a lot of exciting things coming up. What about, Rob, snow? And what's happening? Where can we ski at the minute? We haven't officially got a snow and weather section yet, because there's not a great deal to talk about, but there are a few places that are open that you can go skiing. Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be an epic winter, Dom. That's what I can say. This winter's going to be epic.
Well, where you can ski right now, I mean, a lot of the big glaciers are open. So Hintertux and Pitstall, Zermatt, Sarsfay, Valsenalis, Passo Stelvio. So all of those are open right now that you can ski in. Yeah, there are plenty of options if you want to clip those skis on and go and get some early turns in.
Yeah, conditions are actually looking really good. I saw some stuff on social media this morning. The glaciers are opening in Austria. The groomed conditions are looking brilliant. Fresh snow, cold temperatures. Yeah. What a start to the season.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good. Well, of course, could be a really nice big winter, something that we're super looking forward to. I've got a feeling you're probably right, Rob. I mean, looking at some of those destinations at the moment, seeing some of the photos coming out, does look pretty good. I think we could put a safe bet on it being a good winter.
Yeah, I think so, Dom. I mean, all I see is, all I'm going to say is I do predict that snow will fall in the Alps between November and April this season. Is that okay?
That's good enough for me. Oh, very good. So don't forget there are places you can ski right now. As we said, so there's Hintertux, Pitstall, Zermatt, Sarsfay, Valsenalis and Passo Stelvio all open. So if you do fancy getting out there right now, then do that. And in order to do that, what are you going to need? A new bit of gear.
Light's gone. I'm going to change these lenses, people.
Yeah, so for outerwear, check out the Montec Moss women's ski jacket. This one's cropped and styled with a modern cut, but it's not just about looks. You've got 20k waterproofing, helmet compatible hood, snow skirt, vents, media pocket, lift pass pocket. It's got the whole shebang, to be honest with you. This Montec stuff's super popular all over social media, exploded very quickly into the marketplace, didn't it? There comes in 18 different colours with insulated or shell options. It's made with recycled blue sign approved fabrics, 195 quid. Gets your jacket that's both sustainable and mountain ready. So one thing to look out for, listeners, we will be releasing a best ski wear YouTube video that's coming out in a few weeks' time. We'll make sure you let you know on that. So that's all the best jackets and pants for this winter for you to keep a lookout for. As well as, Rob, we're also doing best ski helmets and best ski goggles for the 25-26 season. But yeah,
nice.
that Montec Moss jacket, definitely one to look out for.
Well, I've got some gloves here. You know, arguably the most important piece of kit you can ever invest in. And Reusch. It's the Reusch Alina Artex XT ladies glove. And nice. Reusch, obviously very popular with ski racers, great quality. This hits a really nice balance of style and performance. So you've got Primaloft gold insulation for warmth. You've got Reusch's own breathable waterproof membrane as well. And even a teddy fleece lining inside, you know, get that little cozy feel inside the glove. The Touch Tech means you can use your phone without pulling them off, which is pretty handy, let's face it. And they look great as well. And 60 quid, apparently, which for a glove like that is brilliant value.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and to sunglasses, the or Dakini or Dakini or however you want to say Dakine Sector Eyewear is a bit of a crossover piece, 125 quid, polarised lenses to cut out glare, wraparound frame that stays in place and lightweight TR90 construction. Great for skiing, snowboarding or just looking cool like you and me, Rob, in the après sun.
Look cool in the après sun. But, you know, actually talking about that sort of off-slope style, you've got the Rossignol Kitsy Pom hat, right? 55 quid. But it's really, you know, it's that kind of pure alpine chic look. Navy knit, cozy fleece band inside, and that big faux fur pom right on top. So really warm, really comfy, and very stylish. So, you know, kind of resort and city style type stuff going on there.
Yeah, really nice. And on to skis, you've got the K2 Blur XT, brand new for 2025, 750 quid. It's a front side machine, smooth turn initiation, quick edge to edge, but still damp and stable when things get chopped up. They've used some clever materials, flax, bioresin, recycled titanol alongside FSC certified cores, so it's a bit greener too. Unisex, obviously, in sizes from 149 up to 177. You skied on those at the ski test, didn't you?
Yes. I'm going to say yes.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. No, really good. Very versatile. Very accessible. And yeah, just great for that kind of, like you said, front side skiing. Skis these days, you know, and K2 have got it right when they use those kind of materials. Well, it helps with the dampening, but it's still light and it's still strong. All of these, you know, bio-resin, recycled titanol, all these words sound a bit confusing, but they're in there for different reasons. And that is to help performance, and with a ski like this, you know, ease of turn as well, just to make it super easy to turn, but they still grip really, really well on hard packed surfaces, and they just have a really smooth feel to them.
Worthwhile checking out the YouTube channel In the Snow magazine, because Rob and I go out with a team of people and test about 200 sets of skis. We're the only podcast out there doing that, Rob. So yeah, plenty of people. If you want to be watching on those ski test reviews, head over to the YouTube channel and you can see reviews of all of those skis on there for each year. We'll be back out there in January for the 26, 27 skis. Oh my goodness, life is just whipping away when it comes to ski testing.
Such a that, isn't it? Well, I'm going back to gloves. A little bit of a free ride option here. It's the Hestra, another favourite of ours. Full line,
nice
3-finger glove in flame red. It's a bit of a classic. I mean, it is £140, but honestly, I've got a couple of pairs of Hestra gloves, and I've had one of them I've had for about 20 years, and I can still wear them. Cowhide leather, G-loft insulation, removable liner, warm. It's tough. This one is not like, it's not like fully waterproof, right? I mean, but you know what is? I mean, basically, but think those cold, dry, snowy days, and you've got that 3-finger lobster style glove, as it's known as. You get real warmth and a bit more dexterity as well than a mitten. It's kind of like a compromise. It keeps your fingers really warm, but you just get that little bit more grip, basically, with a lobster. I do love a lobster.
I like the lobster grip.
Yeah.
It really suits me well, actually.
Brilliant.
So lastly, bindings. If you're big into your tech, the Head Attack Hybrid binding at 450 quid, depending on the model that you go for. It's basically the ultimate free ride binding for people who want to go anywhere they want. So you can swap between an alpine unit and a touring unit, so one binding covers resort days and backcountry missions, no compromises, just all mountain freedom. So that's the Head Attack Hybrid at 450 quid.
I mean, which sounds like, you know, a lot for a binding, doesn't it? But actually, when you think about it, it's pretty much like the most important piece of kit you've actually got on you when you're skiing.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So nice bit of kit there. We've got loads of gear coming through for this season. Lots to talk about, from helmets and goggles and sunglasses to mid layers and base layers to ski jackets and ski pants for this winter. So, and backpacks, Rob. I mean, I have to mention backpacks. I know you're a backpack addict. Tea and backpacks, that's all you need, isn't it, for a happy life?
Well, you can put all your tea in your backpack, carry it around with you, so you've got it.
There you go.
When you go to the Alps or wherever else you might end up in the world.
So that's it for gear this week. What else have we got on our radar today in terms of destinations? So where are you off to?
This seems a bit steep for a blue.
Where am I off to? Well, I mean, obviously in the diary, plans are Crans-Montana, Grindelwald and the Jungfrau ski region, Le Jet and Les Trois Vallées as well.
Yeah.
They're definitely 4 solid options where I shall be finding myself on skis this winter. I know that we've obviously got plans to go to Champoluc in Italy, of course, the Aosta Valley this season for the SIGB ski test that we've just been talking about. A new destination for the ski test, and I'm really looking forward to it because I have been to Champoluc before and the terrain there is amazing. It's brilliant. So I'm looking forward to that. I say this every year, Dom. I've got Japan penciled in, but my challenge is finding time to go to places like Japan because it just takes a chunk of time out of my working life. And although it is kind of work, it just takes longer. Will this be the year I make it to Japan? I've got a little project going on where I'm working with our good friend Eddie the Eagle Edwards, of course, legendary ski jumper from the 1988 Calgary Winter Olympic Games, to get him over to Japan and do a little bit of skiing with him because he went there way back in the day, just after he'd done the Winter Olympics, to film a TV program, jumping off ski jumps. But he never actually went skiing there. And he's always said to me, I always say, where would you like to go, Eddie? Well, you know, skied most...
Japan.
And he was like, well, Japan would be quite nice. What about you, Dom?
On my radar already, Winter Park, Steamboat, Copper, Arapaho Basin. So that's quite a nice little intro. Wow. Possibly Andorra for the New Year period. Possibly Val d'Isère. Might pop into Val d'Isère as well. Then I've got a very special trip that's in the making, which is I'm already booked to go to Japan. So I will be heading to Hakuba to see. Are you ready for this? You might have to cure my Japanese here. Zukaiki, Iwataki, and Happo, and Hakuba 47, and Goryeo and Sonosaka, Kashumari, and Jigataki.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think you could probably get a part in Shogun with that kind of language.
Thank you.
That's pretty impressive. I'm not going to try and up that one.
So yeah, it looks like Hakuba is on the cards, and then I'm really showing off because in the back end of the season, so not only happy with a bit of Andorra and a bit of Val d'Isère and a bit of Winter Park, Steamboat, Copper, Arapaho, and Hakuba, but Park City, Sun Peaks, and Whistler.
Does anybody actually like you, Dom?
Not anymore. I used to have a friend a long time ago.
Okay.
Just before I started the ski magazine.
That's an amazing, incredible list of skiing destinations, really, and enviable stuff. Look, you know, hey, I'm going to Crans-Montana. I'm going to Grindelwald. I'm going to Le Jet. I'm going to Les Trois Vallées to stay in places like Puy-de-Liban and Saint-Martin. All fantastic skiing destinations in Europe.
All improving your French as well.
I've been doing that. I've been trying to improve my French for 35, 40 years. You know, considering my grandmother was French. But anyway, that's another story.
No excuses. So that's it for the first episode of the season. We've got a lot of destinations to go to. We've got a lot of gear to talk about. We've got a lot of snow to talk about when it comes. And of course, next week, next Monday, the Whiteout podcast that you're listening to right now. Don't forget to recommend this to your friends because we're now finalists in the Travel Media Awards Best Audio Broadcast Programme of the Year. That's not just in skiing, that's Audio Broadcast Programme of the Year of any audio broadcast programme. So we're going to be up there with some titans, Rob, but we'll be there, black tie. I'll be ready to walk on that stage with you, Rob, arm in arm. We'll be going, yes, we did it.
Well, I'll be with you, Dom. I'm looking forward to getting up onto that stage with you, Dom, and grabbing that award and having a really fun evening. And it starts off the whole week of lots of different snow sports events that are going on, mostly absolutely fabulous style, with a glass of sparkling wine in our hands, mingling with the great and good of the skiing industry, and then ending up at the snow show at Olympia. Come and see us. Obviously, you know, we'll be there. Knock on the door of the Jibworks bus and see us blabbling on as we do, and yes, say hello.
Yeah, why not?
Come and say hi. And
in our next episode, also to look out for, we've got our special feature of top ski resorts to ski this winter. Super exciting, as that include resorts the likes of Jackson Hole, Dreisinen, Sun Peaks, Jungfrau, Andorra, Bakira, and many more. So that's a super exciting feature we've got coming up in the next episode.
And you know what? We'll be nailing some real sort of super hotels for you to look up this winter too, like the Alex in Zermatt. Love that place, super quirky, right?
Place, yeah.
The Brewster Mountain Lodge in Banff. That's a lovely
Very
hotel,
nice.
right in the centre of town.
Right in the town centre, yeah.
And the Edgewood in Tahoe, right? Bit of a cracker. And Villa Licht in Kitzbühel, to name a few. Plus plenty more of our top picks for this winter.
Yep, exciting times to come. So that's in episode 2 in a couple of weeks' time. For now, Rob, we just want to thank our listeners for joining us this episode. It's been very exciting. Don't forget to leave us a nice little review to tell us how great we are. Helps other skiers find this podcast. Don't forget to check out the whiteoutpodcast.com on our website so you can see all of our back episodes. Rob, in the meantime, very excited to see you at Olympia. I know I'll see you before that, but Olympia is the time when everybody needs to get down there, support the ski industry, and come along and see some big famous names like Rob Stewart, Dave Riding, and Graham Ballard at Olympia on the 18th and 19th of October. In the meantime, Rob, good to see you.
You too, Dom. Great to be
Adios.
back. See you.
Cheers.
Bye.
No, talkie-walkie. I'm pretty sure it's called a walkie-talkie, mate.